What is positive body language and does it have a role to play in your recommendation during the SSB? This is the important topic of discussion for today. Well, I'm Colonel DJS Chahal and we would be looking at certain cues to positive body language in this video. I will be dividing this video into two parts. In the first part, I will be discussing about what is the correct posture while you sit, stand or walk. And secondly, I will be giving you certain cues for positive body language that you can exhibit during the course of your SSB. Coming to the correct posture, now while you sit, even during the screening test or during the GD, GP or lecturate of the GTO series or during the personal interview, it will be good to have an open posture. Open posture basically means that you should not be crossing your arms like this or your legs like this. So you could sit with the open posture, and it is preferred that you keep your hands on your knees like this so that it prevents you from excessive hand movement. And secondly, it may be a good idea to slightly lean forward, which naturally shows that you are interested in what the other person is speaking or the other person is briefing. So it is good to lean forward slightly. Now remember, this is your personal space. You should not be moving your hands outside this personal space. So the candidate who's sitting next to you, he should not get encumbered by your movement of hands. Avoid also pointing at someone like this. Secondly, some people sit cross-legged like this and their shoe is rubbing against the trouser of the candidate sitting next to you. So that again is not a good sign. So it is good to keep yourself within this body space of yours, right? So this is as far as the sitting part goes. Now, when you're standing, let's say during the GTO series for various briefings, it will be a good idea to stand in proper Vishram. Take pride in the way you stand, don't slouch and don't be sluggish. Same applies for all your movements. Whenever that you're walking, let's say when you're walking into the place where the screening test will be held, the GD will be held, or when you walk into the interviewing officer's room, it is a good idea to march with pride and have a spring in your feet. The way you walk, it should be energetic, should not be sloppy or sluggish. So this is as far as your posture goes. Now we come to certain important cues for positive body language. Now the most important cue is having person engaged with you through eye contact. So that is the most important thing. So whenever any assessor is briefing you or whenever that you're participating in any group discussion or when you're sitting in the interviewing officer's room for interview, it is very important to have a eye contact with the person with whom you're engaged. That naturally builds up trust. It also shows that you have the undivided attention of this person, right? Now, a little misconception is that during the interview, you cannot break eye contact. So please remember, eye contact does not necessarily mean that you are ogling at the interviewing officer. It basically means that you have to look into this triangle. So form this triangle and you should be looking into this triangle rather than straight into his eyes. As also when he asks you some question and you have to recall it, you may turn your eyes away momentarily, but again come back and look towards him and reply. So there is nothing wrong if you take your eyes away for a second, nothing wrong with that. The second connected cue for positive body language is nodding your head when you are listening to someone speak. Now this sends a very positive message to the other person. The other person feels encouraged and he feels that you are having proper attention of this person because this person is nodding and looking towards him. So it is a very positive sign. So always whenever that you're participating in any discussion or any briefing is going on or when the interviewing officer is asking you some question, it is good to nod your head to say that I understand what you're trying to say. Connected with the same, the third cue to positive body language is your most powerful weapon, which is your smile. So smile as much as you can. So whenever, whatever activity that is happening, whenever that you're listening to any briefing, it is good to make an eye contact, nod your head and continuously have a warm smile on your face. When you have that warm smile on your face, the other person feels very encouraged. He feels that, I have built the trust with this person. So it is important that in any discussion or any briefing, very, very important for you to make eye contact, nod your head and smile. The fourth cue to positive body language is movement of your hands. Now, this is another little myth that, you should not move your hands at all. Some people sit like a robo like this. Don't have to do that. You have to feel comfortable. When you feel comfortable from within, you're going to start looking at ease from outside. So therefore, within your body space, if you move your hands a little bit, there is nothing wrong with that. Excessive hand movement naturally shows that the person maybe is anxious, or maybe, for lack of some expression, he can't express his ideas. So he's compensating that by moving his hands. So excessive hand movement should be avoided, but normal hand movement or less small hand movement that you do within your body space is actually a positive sign. Nothing wrong with that. The last positive body language cue would be whenever somebody offers a hand for a handshake. It may happen during the command task by the GTO. It may happen during the interview, personal interview, when the interviewing officer offers his hand. It is important to, clasp the hand firmly. Don't give a limp hand to him. So it is good to clasp the hand warmly and make eye contact with him and smile when you shake his hand. So that shows that you really mean this handshake. So it is important to always shake hand, even otherwise with anybody that you do. Always look into the eyes of that person, have a smile and then shake hands. So these are some important cues that you could keep in your mind. Now these cues you could start developing on your day-to-day life. So you don't have to go to the SSB and then only exhibit this. So in your routine interaction with people, if you keep these cues to positive body language in place in your mind, you will realize that udhar jaake aapko, you don't have to be a put on. This will come naturally to you. So please remember to be warm, to be courteous, to be engaging, to be smiling and ensuring that the other person feels comfortable when you're interacting with him. That is the most important thing to be kept in mind while you interact. I hope you'll find this video useful. Thank you so much. See you again.